Hi everyone, so this video will be going a little bit further with the QA process, and it'll be going over how to address the comments that you've made once you've identified those discrepancies between our daily numbers and then the daily numbers in the three comparison data sets that we use. So kind of looking at this, you can see all the comments have already been added. And then when you kind of start addressing them, you're going to notice generally three main types of comments or discrepancies. So if you look at Clark County, this is kind of the first example. So you'll notice that it's a pretty minor discrepancy. So we report 248 and two comparison data sets also report 248, and then New York Times reports 247, which is only a difference of 1. So these are going to be kind of the minor differences, and these are going to be your lowest priority comments. If you have time after you've kind of gone through and fixed the major ones and trend breaks, then you can certainly look into them, but these are not as important to address as they won't affect the integrity of the data set as much. And then looking down here in Dodge County, this is an example of kind of the second type, which is the major difference or the major discrepancy. And so as you can kind of see, all the comparison data sets report 1,209, whereas we report 120. And that's also a difference. It doesn't match up kind of with what's going on either side. So this is generally indicating there might have been an issue with data entry. And so you're definitely going to want to look into these, as these result in a pretty big change to the data set. And so Wisconsin happens to update and keep historical data. And so if you go to their state site, you can download the historical data and look it up for that date. So if I go here, and I've already changed the date to the 3rd, I can look and see what they reported for that county. And as you can see, they reported 1,209 cases, which is the same as the comparison data sets. And so you can update that. And then you always want to leave a note if you do any research or update any of the numbers. You want to leave a note that describes the entire process and then adds a link to whatever sort of source you were using, just so that way if anyone looks through, they're able to kind of understand what was going on. Leave a link. Okay. And then the third main type is when there's likely different sources being used between our daily numbers and then the comparison data sets. So one example of that is St. Croix County in Wisconsin. And so you'll see there's different numbers. There's we're reporting 666. Johns Hopkins University and USA Facts are reporting 657, and NYT is reporting 677. So one thing you can check to see what we're using for data entry is if you go to the team admin sheet, and this is also just located in the daily COVID numbers folder. On the first page of the team admin sheet is state strategies. And so you can kind of generally scroll down to your region, the state that you're in. And if there is kind of a county that's indicated separately, those are going to be the counties that you are going to report from the county site or whatever link they have here, rather than the state site. So in this case, you can see in Wisconsin, St. Croix County and Rock County do reference the county numbers. And so if we go there, we can look and see, so for the 3rd of September, we're reporting 666, and that matches what is in our set. And now if we're looking into the difference and we look at St. Croix County according to state data, we can see that's 657, which is likely what Johns Hopkins University and USA Facts is using. So that's kind of why you might notice some differences between our set and the comparison data sets. But in general, you're going to want to stick with whatever we've decided that we're working with, and you can find that information on the team admin sheet, and it includes information for all the states. So once you kind of look through all of the comments, you want to kind of go through, make sure you address the major trend breaks, the major ones, and then if you have time, get to the minor ones. And then once you've kind of looked through everything, it is generally a good idea to check the state totals. If they're kind of really different, that could indicate that there might be an error. Another sort of thing you want to look for is if there's a lot more discrepancies than normal within your state. And so both a different state total and then more discrepancies than usual could indicate that there may have been an issue in data entry. So maybe data entry is using a different source than it had already been kind of decided to use in that area. Or maybe they entered data a day too early or a day too late. And so there could be issues there. Or it could be a misunderstanding on the QA team's fault. So most importantly, if you notice anything like that going on, you want to communicate as quickly as possible. And so the best plan of action is usually to reach out within the regional channel just to kind of communicate what you're seeing and figure out what's going on there. So like I said, it could be an issue on data entry part. It also could be a misunderstanding on your part, and you just want to make sure that you're communicating with everyone so we have the most accurate and updated information as possible with our daily numbers.